aren't live. We're going live now. Welcome to those of you joining us live right now. Again, some apologies for some of the internet difficulties we've been facing and dealing with. We continue to work it out, and it will be smooth sailing as we move forward. I'm Stefan Rapazzo alongside Amelia Durbin. She's fighting the cold. Chilly bit there, Durbs, or what?
I'm a little bit chilly.
She's a little bit chilly there.
But I'll survive. I think when it comes to the 7 to 7:45 slot, not sure if I'll get through that. But right now, I'm just about coping.
She's coping. Rui Ferreira is in the chat. They're back on now. We've had some difficulties. Hope you can join us. Hope you can stay. As Italy takes on BFD La Fota, a version of them. Stay Sporty, they're called. Bonfante goes to Trombetti. And back to Bonfante, playing in their own end. Casted right hand of Simon Higgins, the longtime revolver player from the US. Leads just in front, but Trombetti catches. Now back to Higgins. Trombetti, Higgins again and again. Trombetti looks inside. Chiaraloli goes high, and Barsazzi takes it away. He sends backwards Pingu, and straight back to Barsazzi. Scazzieri to Barsazzi. He sends a high one. Too much on it. Oh no, that is a get. I thought that may have touched a bit, but I was wrong.
I thought that came out of her hand entirely.
Heck of a pickup. I'm looking forward to seeing that one again, because it was bizarrely placed. I thought it may well have touched the floor. Let's have a look here.
Oh no.
No. Well
it
caught.
does stay in her hand. Wow.
Well
amazing.
Caught. That is fantastic.
That's a highlight. Clip it, please.
Clip it and rip it.
We just had on the stream prior to this, a bit of a grudge match, an Italy side versus an Italy side. This time on like the age group, it had like an over 20s and a U17s. This potentially also might turn into a bit of a grudge match, but not in a negative way, just in like these are two groups of people that know each other very well. And when two groups of people play each other, often it can get a bit spicy because there's so much on the line. It's not the result, it's the pride. But we see Say Sporty on the line, as Steph mentioned, a group of players from Bologna, just about an hour and a half away on the train, so somewhat local if you think about the great size that is the Italy country. As we see the Italian national team coming out on defense. They are trialing, training, playing for the Beach World Ultimate Championships that's happening later this year in November in Portimao, Portugal. So this is quite important for them.
Higgins goes deep and hits. Another one of the add-ons, the Spanish add-on to this team. That one is Isabel Gutierrez Prada. And a nice response. We got a heck of a battle going on here. Back and forth in the early quarters, a lot of holds.
Absolutely, and that was another really, really good grab as well. Goes to ground, a little bit of a scorpion with the back legs coming up, but see it again here. Dis just on the sideline, just throws it immediately, trailing away. Not much Barsazzi can do, just goes to ground to make sure, and a really, really good and safe catch from this Stay Sporty side. 2-1, 3 minutes on the clock, all to play for. You might see the Italian team wearing some very fetching blue 5-panel caps. They are from our friends over at VC, and it's part of their fundraising to help them get to that World Ultimate Championships that we were just talking about later on in the year in November. If you buy a hat, a contribution of that hat will go towards making it a little bit more accessible for these players. So if you're here and you're in the mood to get a new hat, why not take a look at those ones?
And they look snappy too, I'll tell you. Nice
they are
looking
very pretty.
Gear. Here comes Girotto, one of the best ambidextrous throwers in the game. Pancotti leads, but Poppy put a little bit too much on that one.
A little bit too much pop.
And could not connect. Camirato goes around, and both Sorrenti and Cantu are waiting for the other. And neither end up in receiving situation. The Italians working around. Into the corner and find Baroni for the goal. I think that came from Ruscello. And a nice bit of play there.
3-1. There's quite a few people starting to gather around this Eurodisc arena now. You can see some people have probably finished their games for the day, so they're filling up the stadium, having a great time out here on the sand.
Having a laugh, having a ball.
You can see some great superstar players in the stands. Actually, I think I've just seen Charlotte Scholl arrive.
Uh-oh, Charlotta Schall.
Playing for, question mark?
Sandstrom.
Ooh, what's a Sandstrom?
It's a German national team looking thing.
Ooh.
And the pull goes up and sent to Trombetti. Now Caraceni. And Trombetti change. Caraceni sends deep. Higgins, one-handed, goes and takes it away. That's what he does well, and they might as well use him like that, especially against a foe that they know so well.
Yeah, really, really nice throw and a very confident catch over the top, almost kind of posterizing it, the player, just going over the shoulder, over the head, as we see it again here. Beautiful backhand IO, sitting it out, maybe sits for a little bit too long, but just gets up early, sees the disc the whole way down, and a nice bit of spirit there as we see him helping his defender up, saying, hope you're okay. 3-2, close game, good game. Some really high-level ultimate being shown here on the pitch. The party here getting started. Might be able to hear the music in the background as people go off to that lovely main tent, get a little beer, get a little portion of chips to refuel before going out for dinner.
All the good things.
Paganello really is the best tournament to be at in this early season. So much fun, so many people from all across the European. Another disc is coming right in my face.
Oh! And I've had another one bounce off the hand. That's my second of the day that I've had into the booth that I could not catch. Everybody is amazed. They're expecting more from me. But no catch there off the hand, and Pagliarani sends deep, taken away, Comirato. Leads Sofia Scazzieri. Waits for the move from Trombetti, now Comirato. A little bit of tight D, we'll say. Sent around and about. Comirato tests the backhand side, doesn't like it. Now goes over the top. Great play out of Comirato. Love what he's doing out there. Capello goes back to Comirato. Now Scazzieri, Comirato, and Trombetti. Good recycling. This one leads for a goal. Laffi gets up. Those prosciutto-sized quads help get him off the sand and gets that D. Grossi sends forward Fanti, and that one turned over, looking for La Fiata. Trombetti to Sorrenti, high take, just barely. Trombetti again. Up line, Sorrenti comes and fills, sorry, that's Capello. And she waits. That's good discipline. You gotta admire that. A lot of people would turn away from a covered dump like that. But good discipline. Trombetti inside. Capello, Scazzieri. Capello is here, sorry. I just see all this hair flying. And there's a pick called on the field. Biceps are flexed. And they're going to have to do it again.
Celebration a bit short, a bit too early. Stay Sporty showing some really, really good movement. See if they can do it again.
Back to Scazzieri. She waits. Trombetti comes and fills the dump space. Trombo pops to Comirato. Those two, I must say, have been working really, really well together. This whole line's been playing well, but Trombetti and Comirato have been really effective resetting. And as I say it, there's a turn, but there's also a foul.
I think it's a real testament to this Italy side's super, super close defense. They are absolutely just shutting down on the handlers, which is making resetting the disc really hard.
Just about back into play here. Laffi and Comirato, longtime teammates, tapped in by Laffi. Comirato pops and lazy pop. Fantini flails the arm and gets a D. Laffi, now he pops. Everybody's playing pop till you can't stop. And Fantini drops a sitter. And we're going to discuss this one a little further. No, back in the hands of Trombetti. Trombetti to Comirato, late bid by Fantini, absorbed. Trombetti fires and nobody home.
Time of the point is starting to rack up, seeing some frustration starting to bubble over from the players on the field.
It has been a long one. Laffi kicks things off and timeout taken. We're going to take a short break here too. We'll be back with more action after these messages. We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc. What a grab! Oh my God! Somehow they do it! Italia sitting on a slight lead, and they've taken a timeout in this long point that is your national representative team in the mixed division, the team that will have the strongest chance. They've put the most stock into this team going towards WBUC, the World Beach Ultimate Championships in Portugal later this year. And they're looking good, but they're being well tested by a team that really knows them well, and with a couple handy pickups.
Yeah, absolutely. I almost wouldn't be surprised to see whether this Italian seed team, say Sporty, was almost put together so the Italians had a team to go up against and made sure that they had some competition to trial, kind of test the offense, test defense, test things out on. Both teams full of very, very well-respected players, but I guess with any national team, you just expect them to be able to wipe the floor with any opposition. So somewhat surprising to see it being so close early on, but you know, this Italy team, the national team, maybe haven't played together as much as the BFD side has.
Movement into the middle, sees Laffi kick it outside to Fantini. No, that's Pailarani. Now far side. Fantini goes back central, and Pagliarani goes to Laffy. He gives a big fist pump, and that is a 2-point lead, the first of those we've seen all game in these early stages.
4-2, 15 minutes on the clock. Not bad going. Not bad going at all.
They're moving out there. Better pace than we have seen. We've seen a couple slower games, that's for sure.
And speaking of slow games, let's talk about a slightly slower topic, but I always like to do it in a nice little break like this. Which kit is nicer? I think that the BFD kit is nicer. Simple, it's clean. I like the shape of like around the 33, I believe, is the shape of Bologna.
Yeah, it is the perimeter walls.
That's nice.
Yeah, I think I like the azzurri blues that the Italians have, but I don't love like the design within the jersey.
Yeah.
And I think if it was like a cleaner blue, I would like it more.
The placement of the numbers on the chest is a bit uncomfortable for me.
For the Italian jerseys? No, I like that. I like the number placement. I'm very happy about. So yeah, it's a tough one, Derbs. I am drawn down the middle. I think I would oppose you, and I would take the blue kits.
It's okay.
All said, the BFD kits are quite plain. Maybe too plain, too simple. It's tough. Here comes Stay Sporty, trying to work their way out of their own end. Bisceglia started things off, and now Trombetti from Higgins. Trombetti sends the length of the pitch into one-hand pickup. Simon Higgins just goes into a lean, running that club around with him.
I was going to say, I think Simon Higgins can only catch with one hand. That is a cast and a half.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a lobster claw.
Yeah. He's got a club on that thing. He doesn't mind getting into it here.
Is Simon Higgins a Bologna local or just brought over for this tournament?
He's not a Bologna local. Simon Higgins is ex-USA representative. He's ex-Revolver.
Why is he here?
Revolver. I don't know, why is he here? It's a good question. How the recruiting happened. I don't believe there's a connection. I know Orion Cable, who is Boston, played for Bologna in Cincinnati.
Oh, really?
And he does have an Italian connection. He's got an Italian family in Bologna, in fact. And that was the reason why he, basically contacted Bologna and said, I'm available and I'm actually,
pretty good.
I'm actually pretty good, but I'm actually, associated to your city. So I've got reason. There's been the reach outs, that, Goose and Kirk Gibson, they were recruited for that campaign. Simon Higgins, I don't know, so we'll find out.
That feels like a different lifetime ago.
So it seems like it, but 2022, not even 4 years ago yet. Poppy, Gaia Pancotti on the pickup. Around to Girotto, the ambidextrous thrower. Throws low. That's a nice looking bid. There was some contact, not called, and they are playing on. Lots of contact between these two. Ruscello trying to get it back and did enough. It went over the head. And now the big shot sent deep. Baroni the target. Baroni chucks the body. Comes up with 2 mitts full of Eurodisc.
It's a really nice throw. I think maybe just a little bit of a winding on the receiving there, but really, really nice from the Italian side. They're going to be happy with that.
Will they ever?
See it on the replay here. Said ambidextrous thrower. I haven't been able to watch it yet because I think they're so good at it. You couldn't tell?
Yeah, I mean, Girotto said ambidextrous thrower. He's seamless with it. I mean, he's very good at respecting his pivot foot. But if you're not watching for it, you kind of don't notice it because he just throws so well with both hands.
Yeah. I'm also not particularly great at my lefts and rights. So
like
perhaps.
which one's which?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Okay, we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. I'm not gonna bury you on that one.
You can bury me. It's okay.
No, I won't.
Not everyone can be great at everything.
rights. Well, I mean, identifying left and rights is not everything.
Italy up 5-3, the national team putting out a very, very convincing showing. But this BFD side stays Sporty, also super, super hot in contention. A couple of points, a couple of breaks, it's all it needs to bring it back within serve, as we see a very nice pull going up.
Hangs to Trombo, and now Caraceni. Caraceni goes back to Lolli, and Lolli can't get the trigger pulled. Picked up quick, and Gasperini throws to Scazzieri. Those two will be playing in America later this year. Well, Gasperini will be playing for a Canadian club, the Toronto Rush.
Oh!
Alongside Connor McHale, Tom Blastman, and Arvid Karklinch, the Toronto Rush, as I call them. And of course, we've got a timeout on the field, so we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more action after this.
We're live.
There goes the pull. 6-3. And Stay Sporty will watch as Trombetti brings it into play here. And we are live. Higgins was cutting like he wanted it there, but it did not come. Zone defense by Italia. Sorrenti to Trombetti. A 5-player zone is always speculative. There's always going to be a hole in it. Is there enough weather to justify the zone? Well, they've got away with a turn from it. Now Scazzieri looks to Casarini. She throws to Pingu coming back, and Pingu floats one up, and Fayed takes the goal for the Italian national team, who are looking stronger as this game goes on. A 7-3 lead now, Derbs.
Yeah, they're definitely building. We had the Italian team on the stream earlier today, and their performance from that game to this game has changed massively. So you can really see them kind of building together. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first thing they've done since they were selected. So what an opportunity for them to come out and play on the sand together before that championships later on in the year.
Indeed it is.
See a super slow-mo of the catch then.
We've got another short break here. We're gonna take it ads and be back with the tail end of this one.
Yeah, look, all of my friends going crazy. I gotta brag on myself.
Lightspeed, a global venture capital firm, is proud to sponsor Team Blame, where excellence and cohesion take center stage.
Here we go.
This year, London Invite is bigger than ever, with 8 teams in the Open Division, 8 teams in the Women's Division, and for the first time, a full 8-team Mixed Division.
With 5 World Games teams, USA, Canada, Australia, Germany, France.
As well as the Tokai Super Team, it's sure to be the ultimate showcase of the best in the world.
More teams, more streams, more stars, more ultimate.
More excitement.
You're not going to want to miss London Invite 2025.
Find it if you're not. And 7-3, 24 minutes into this. Italia taking on Stay Sporty with a nice lead. Late day one action from Rimini Paganello. Paganello Beach. Stay Sporty trying to find ways to crack down this Italian D.
Not sure what they could necessarily do, say Sporty, to necessarily push ahead. We saw them have some real confident shots in the first 3 points of their offense, but maybe just the Italian side just coming out with a little bit more flair, a little bit more class. I'm not really sure. I can't comment. There's nothing that's necessarily happened that I think I could say that would give them any sort of insight into what they could do better.
Score more goals.
Score more goals. That'll do
turnovers.
it. That'll do it.
And the bounce and roll on the pole will be picked up by Comirato. Comirato throws high. Higgins uses that club for the first time and makes it do some catching.
The club.
Comirato goes to Bonfante. She likes to rip it. And while she's done just that, she's ripping it. Higgins against Pingu, and Higgins takes it, toes in. Pingu not sure, asks. Everybody says yes, he's all right. Higgins is wearing his own jersey. It was his missus who threw it against him. That was a great bit of action. I love every part of that. Higgins takes a high one over Pingu from Ilaria Bonfante. Let's have a keen watch on this toe. I thought he was in. I still think he's in.
The tape rules on beach are if you're under, you're in. Say Sporty then with the pull. They finally got their break. Let's see what this D-line can do against this Italian side. They're going to want to be putting loads of pressure on them now, not only because they want to get a turn, but also this is their national team that's going to represent Italy at the World Championships. I know that if I was going up against the GB side, I would want to push them so they could learn, develop, get better, and bring home a medal for the country.
Ain't that the truth?
Great pull.
Yeah. Good bit of steering after the fact. Girotto will bring it in. I would say one of the most underrated players in Italy, Girotto. Doesn't play for Bologna, and that alone keeps him off the radar. But boy, is he a great player. Another Padovani, Bailarani. I say the name wrong with frequency. It's a tough one for me. Bailarani goes inside, gets Laffi. Oh. And I think she was already in, but threw it again anyways. Laffiata with the goal. Could have been a travel, but or could have been 2 goals, but we're just counted as 1.
Or none.
Or none. Wait, that was a D. That was a drop.
A straight
Comirato.
up drop.
Cantu. Comes back, and there's a turn there. Bailarani gets meters. Laffiata leads, and boom, there is Laffi in the corner. One more on the board. 8-4. The Italian national beach ultimate team continues to charge.
Yes. I'm just nodding. I'm nodding mainly because I read that earlier we said in the stream that it was the 34th edition of Paganello, but here it says it's the 24th.
Oh, it's the 34th.
There we go then.
But we'll make that change.
Love the way that they really attack the front cone there, this Italy side. Well, the Italian national team side. They're both Italy. Just able to kind of really make space for each other. I think there's been a timeout or potentially just a very, very slow walk to the line. I am correct. It's a very, very slow walk to the line as we see the coach there, JJ
Festa.
Deciding who's on, and he puts a very strong D-line on.
JJ Festa, the coach of this team, the coach of a lot of Italian national teams, coach of Costa Rica from time to time. He's in and out, but does a lot of the organizing for all of Rimini Ultimate, and of course the tournament director here at Paganello. So he's wearing about 6 or 7 hats. It's a lot of hats.
It's a lot of hats.
Well, here come Stay Sporty, but no, they don't. It's already in the hands of Italy. Venturoli tries to go around, does. Casarini balling out there looking for the 5 after. It doesn't get it, got iced on the 5, but what a grab by Casarini.
Yeah, tumbling into the sand, kicks it up, able to kind of hold it through quite a lot of pressure. Let's watch it again.
She's just a real tough player. Here's the turn. Oh, Trombetti, just a little focus error. Happened so quick, and look at how tough this catch is. Casarini.
I think that's fair play when it comes to contact. Both players are really fighting for the defense. If anything, the Stay Sporty player has the position because they're in front of the disc. Nice to see no foul there, as we say. A tiny little baby, Davide
Samuele.
Maurice. What was the name, sorry?
Samuele. Samu.
Aw. The future of Bologna Ultimate Frisbee there. Give them, I don't know, 13 years.
Yeah, about that. Should do it.
And you'll still find us here on ULTI.TV 13 years in the future.
We're at our 15-year anniversary. We just had it.
Congratulations.
Well, sorry, no, it'll be coming up at Australian National, so that's in a week or so. Week or two.
Which is being streamed on ULTI.TV?
It is being streamed on ULTI.TV. It'll be on, I think it's next weekend because it's on at the same time as Copatanga, which is also streamed on ULTI.TV, so you can watch one and or the other.
Amazing.
Different time zones, different action. Barcelona beach or Adelaide grass. Pick your pleasure.
I've got the weekend free, so I'll be watching both all day and all night.
Love it, Derbs. Bonfante on the pickup. Moves away and then focuses upfield, tries to target Higgins again, but this time the defense is in better position. Leads sideline. Barzazzi does drag the toes. Higgins says, yeah, fine, but come back. Barzazzi goes into the backfield. Fayed gets it through to Scazzieri. Move forward again. High take. Barzazzi. And in for a goal. Italians taking care of business here. 10-4. Roger that.
Yeah, they're really starting to run away with it. There's just shy of 15 minutes left on the clock. And from what started as being a very, very close game with both teams showing the same amount of class, this Italian national side have just really started to put their foot on the gas and drive away with it. See that little toe in again. Beautifully, almost balletic.
Almost balletic? I've never heard the word balletic. I understand it immediately.
I think balletic's a word.
I'm not denying it. I'm just saying I've never heard it.
You love a good fact check, so I'm going to fact check myself now.
Yeah, give us the fact check. Ballet-like is what you must mean. Graceful.
Balletic, relating to or characteristic of ballet.
Love it. I'm going to put that in my repertoire of usable vernacular. And thank you for its use.
That's okay. English is the only language I speak, so I've got to try and get as many words out of the Oxford Dictionary as I can.
Yeah, use it to its fullest. Thank you all for being here and watching in back home. Love having you. Please hit that like button. Let us know how you're enjoying the show. Thank you very much for sticking with us. We have had some technical difficulties, but we're working them out as we go here. And that one picked back up. Grossi to Pingu. That's Tognetti. Goes to Girotto. And another goal makes it 11-4.
Pingu with the assist. Recently a world championship champion at the World Club Ultimate Championships, which happened in October in 2024, played in the final against an American side, and I reckon that is probably one of the best finals that there's been in a long time.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible final. To be, you know, any world final that goes to Universe Point, but a world final that goes to Universe Point with that many highlight plays and like highlights in big moments, huge moments. Yeah, a wild one to watch. So
Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure.
go back and watch it.
You can find so many games from so many different tournaments on ULTI.TV. So if you are thinking, hey, what can I do this afternoon? If you don't want to be watching live Frisbee, you've got archives of Frisbee from all over the world. We were recently just in Dubai. Australia. Got Australia next week. We've had Portugal.
More than 3,000 games archived on ULTI.TV. There is a lot of Ultimate to watch.
Well, there you go. We should maybe put together a playlist one day of our favorite games, showcase the games that we might think people have missed.
I think we should. We've done similar in the past, but we should do it again, and we should do it with Derbs.
Commentator's pick.
Yeah. Higgins to Trombetti. Oh, he gets it off. Will it land? It will. Isabel Gutierrez once again finds the end zone. Gutierrez Prada to make it 11-5. It could be too little too late, but you always want to finish off on the front foot. You want to finish off, you know, playing your best ultimate. You can't just roll over.
You can't. There's 10 minutes left. I don't necessarily think there's enough time for Stay Sporty to come back and take the win, but they can certainly push it a little bit closer. But we know that this Italian national side are able to just kind of slot things in very, very quickly, whether they're starting on offense or they get a quick turn. So I would not be surprised to see this game over in the next 3 minutes, but also go all the way to the full 15.
Yeah, could well do.
The sun's starting to set on the beautiful, beautiful sands of Rimini. We've got one more game after this. We're going all the way to 7:45.
So
they're taking the time.
Taking their time. It will be Comirato to pull. Zeno. Comirato.
Ooh, little roller out the sideline.
Grossi into Girotto. Girotto breaks with the left hand. High release from Fantini. And then sent to the end zone and lands in the breadbasket for the goal.
I really liked the way that Girotto was able to get that breakthrow out. Kind of did it whilst he was in motion, which meant that he was able to accelerate and clear space really, really quickly, which opened up a channel. I think that's you said earlier, probably an underestimated player. I think that's an underestimated play as well. But look at this beautiful throw, sits it nice and blady. Defense does get close, but receiver doesn't even have to jump.
Yeah. Watches it into the hands, just makes sure it doesn't get flustered by the bit on the hip. And Italy's doing the full team huddle in between almost every point. And I think it's taking a bit of time. I think that's something that they might have to be a little bit careful of moving into sanctioned international competition.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think there is a very, very short time limit between points to get out. And if not, it is a delay of game, and then there can be some repercussions as we see another roller pull go up, but this time lands in the middle, not the sideline.
Bonfante goes to Higgins. Higgins, bang, sends it. And the chase from Trombetti is good. He fakes the huck pull, or the huck spike, and checks in on Gasperini, who is down on the ground checking.
He checked his shoulder and his ankle then.
Yeah, and I think it was Trombetti's heel that clipped him. He dove, and I think he got the back of the heel. I did see a little bit of a jarring contact. I know Gasperini is doing his best to fight away some nagging, maybe not injuries is the right word, but some niggles in the body. So this is certainly not helping that cause. As you see, Coach JJ Festa, the man, the myth, the legend.
The man of many hats.
The man of many hats. This time, his coaching hat, his Italia hat.
So we see the 5 players for Italy national side being called from a fair distance away. Kind of had to see them double check. Is it me? Is it you? Let's have a look at this fantastic throw and just watch if there was a clip. Oh yeah, you can see it just whack on that collarbone there. The heel, a very hard part of the foot. It's going to be quite painful.
Yeah, I certainly hope the best for him. He's a great player, even better human being.
We love those people that are able to do both. Being nice and be good. Wow.
Yeah, he is wonderful. And he looks pretty good on the sideline. You can see him kind of rotating his shoulder around, feeling out where the impact was. So that's a good sign, a very good sign.
That is great.
La Fiata sends deep and in a similar position to the last catch, but this time Laffy can't get it, comes up with a handful of sand. Oh, and then they return the favor with a turnover in line. La Fiata goes to Giro, and that's a goal. That makes it 13-6. And that is a ball game, a flat ball game. It's all over now. Italy take the convincing win, Derbs.
That they do. And what a game it was. It did start out very, very close, but Italy just really able to accelerate all the way to the end with a really convincing win. They're going to be happy with that. Like we said, they're training for the World Championships, and that was a very, very similar World Championships performance that I'm sure they'll be happy about.
Wonderful stuff from the Eurodisc Arena here at Paganello in Rimini. For Amelia Durbin, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.